If you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe and become part of this community. Oh, and also, go cop that fresh merch and listen to my new album in the description. June is about to be over and we're heading into July, so today I wanted to get everybody caught up on what's happening in July in hip-hop. So here are all the main hip-hop releases in July. As always, feel free to add any that you're interested in that are maybe in somewhat of a niche, but this should be a general overview of what's coming in July in hip-hop. So let's jump straight into this. I want to start out with an album that we thought was going to drop last month, but then didn't, and that is Joey Badass with his album 2000. Now, we've gotten a lot of information on this. For example, we got a tour for this, and the tour starts this Friday, so tomorrow on July 1st. So we all thought by then he would have the album released. It was originally supposed to drop on June 24th. Well, it then didn't because Drake dropped, and Joey kind of explained himself and explained the delay about it not being completely finished and stuff like that. But let's all just be real, it was because Drake dropped. We've have this connection for 2000 to 1999, which was his debut mixtape back in 2012. So this is commemorating the 10-year anniversary for that. So there's a possibility that it'll drop this Friday on July 1st, just on the day that the tour starts. But his bio on Twitter, for example, still says coming soon. So there's not a definitive date yet when this will actually drop. But just judging from this tour argument, it wouldn't make a lot of sense for him to drop, any later than maybe a week into the tour, because then it would just be, useless and would be unfair to the people that are going to the tour on the early dates who then don't get to see him perform the new songs. So that is Joey Badass 2000. Be on the lookout for that. It's going to be very dope because I'm really excited for that. Let's move on with Brent Faiyaz because he's dropping a new album called Wasteland as well. We don't actually know when exactly. He's also dropped the trailer. He's dropped 2 singles so far, Mercedes and Price of Fame. I think both of them are amazing. It's that typical Brent Faiyaz style, so be on the lookout for that. I'm very much hyped for this one as well. We haven't gotten anything from him since 2020's Fuck the World. I mean, we've gotten singles and stuff like that, but not like actual albums like that. So this will definitely be a big album for him, also moving more and more to a pinnacle of his career that is, I think, in the very, very near future. We'll head over to another album that I'm very excited about that we also thought was going to drop earlier, which is The Game Drillmatic. Now, this album was also supposed to drop in June. We don't have a lot of information about this as of right now. We have the album cover, for example, and we have 2 singles so far. One of them is the Kanye single, Easy, that he dropped right after, or right before Kanye dropped On the 2, which I do actually enjoy quite a bit. And then we also got another single called Violence, and this is produced by Hit Boy. The whole album is executive produced by Hit Boy, so I'm really looking forward to that combo, that duo, because Hit Boy has been on a winning streak just for the past 3 years. Also, judging from the Nas albums, for example, that was mad. So if he's coming through with some instrumentals for The Game, that's only to be great. I have a couple more artists on my list. I want to start out with Trippie Redd, A Love Letter to You 5. This is also not chiseled in stone yet, because it could still change a lot, but we do have some information on this. For example, in March still, Trippie Redd signed a new deal, and he then took to Instagram and said, just signed to Ed Elliott for $30 million. Now it's time to start dropping A Love Letter to You 5 songs. And we've gotten a couple of leaks so far, so there's definitely something going on with A Love Letter to You 5 that he's gonna probably roll out over the course of June. A lot of people think that it's gonna drop in June, so that is kind of like what we're going for. I want to then continue with an album that we do know a lot of stuff about, which is Beyonce Renaissance. I've made a video going in depth on all the information that you have to know about this thing just a couple of days ago, so be sure to check that one out. It goes a lot more in detail into all the stuff we've gotten so far, but just to kind of get us summarize this, it's dropping on the last possible Friday in July. It's dropping on the 29th. We've gotten this announcement through Tidal. We've gotten a single single so far already called Break My Soul, which I think is a dope single. That's a classic Beyonce single. I think she did really well on that one, so I'm really looking forward to this one. That's going to be probably the biggest one this month, just because Beyonce has been gone for 6 years, so that's a big one. Then I want to move forward with Eminem. Curtain Call 2. I've also made a video about this just a couple of days ago. As always, if you want in-detail information on this, be sure to check out that video. But just to get it summed up, Eminem dropped a new song called From the D to the LBC with Snoop Dogg and a video for it. And in that music video, he's hinting a lot of times very clearly towards Curtain Call 2, and also used the hashtag Curtain Call 2 when announcing this song. So it's pretty much confirmed that Curtain Call 2 was going to come very soon. And the last album that I want to touch on is Lil Baby. Now, Lil Baby is someone that we've been talking about for quite some time concerning a new album. We've talked about Lamborghini Boys, the mixtape. We've talked about this next big album that he's so famously now writing himself all the verses to instead of just freestyling them. And he's dropped a lot of hints. He's started dropping singles. We've gotten, for example, Right On, In a Minute, Frozen, and then also You Dig, which I thought were all pretty good and are all getting us hyped up for this one. And we know that this is dropping in July because he took to Twitter to announce that it was going to be month 7, so July basically, and just a couple of tweets surrounding that one were also related to the album. Now, most recently he said that he's gonna go off the internet to focus on the album, so it's likely in the finishing stage, it's likely to be turned in, so I think this is going to come pretty soon. This is probably, this is my personal favorite, just because Baby hasn't dropped the album since 2020's My Turn, and in the meantime, he's really grown into this bigger artist that he wasn't back then. Back when My Turn dropped, a lot of people underestimate that. Lil Baby was still considered this mumble rapper who still got some respect in the game over the past 1 to 2 years, but was still this young dude coming out of Atlanta, and in the meantime, he's just transformed into this giant figure in hip-hop. So that's my own personal favorite, and of course we got a lot of other stuff that is very important to hip-hop. For Joey Badass, The Game, Beyonce, those are going to be really dope to see coming out. As always, if you have any more info or any more albums that you want to put in the comments for people to kind of get hyped up for, please make sure to do so. Also, all your takes on all these albums dropping. This is a broad range that we're covering right here because there's just so much to cover. And of course, albums are also going to get announced in July that are then still going to drop in July. So if you always want to stay up to date with that, make sure you're subscribed and also joining the Discord, because we'll have all the news in there as well as soon as they happen, quicker than I can make a video about that. But just your own personal opinion, what album are you most excited about? What do you think will be the best? And what is your own, personal gem in there, like it is for Lil Baby for me? So all your thoughts on this, please let me know in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media, and most importantly, join my Discord in the description. Until the next one, you'll have an incredible day, and you'll take care.